I have a dream, and that dream is that the streets of Vietnam will offer me a low-carb option when I have my cravings for soup. We are gonna come up with a solution. So today we are making my version of a Viet-style keto soup. This is Cook in the Comments. Let's get started. On a previous episode, we got a super chat who demanded that we make something keto from Gerard Garcia 85. Oh crap, you know what? I was just about to drink this wonderful Rooster beer beverage because it's from Christmas and it's the New Year's coming. But this isn't keto, so I don't think I should drink this actually. I'm gonna put this back. Bummer. So I'm gonna start with the base. I made pork stock yesterday. So literally, this is just pork bones boiled in water. For the ketogenic diet, most of the time we're gonna be focused on high-fat meats, oils, butter, and low-carb vegetables. The obvious thing for most people is like, hey, just don't eat rice, don't eat bread. Yes, of course, that's not gonna happen. What would be more appropriate than pork belly? Vietnam loves pork. Vietnam loves pork belly. Highly fatty cut of meat, perfect for keto. I'm gonna sear the pork belly, which would not be a typical thing in Vietnam. And I'm trying to slowly render the fat down. I'm trying to fry it. I don't care about the crisp texture. I just care about dark. I want some Maillard reaction. I want some toasty flavors. And then I want all the fat from the pork belly to come out into the soup. I'm not afraid for this soup to have a level of fat on top. I want it to. I'm expecting it to have some fat on top. I have a leek. Onions are kind of luxury in ketogenic diet. The leek is a lower carb onion variety. Well, you think about like Vidalia onion or a red onion that kind of you might eat raw or has some natural sweetness to it. Those are unfortunately not okay for keto, even though I love them so much. And besides, for the leek, I'm also gonna add some shiitake mushrooms to the beginning of the broth. The mushrooms are super keto friendly, extremely low carb, high fiber. These are starting to sear. I'm gonna throw in the shiitake mushrooms just on the side. And we're gonna start to caramelize these too, or fry these out. All right, so I'm just trying to get a little color on the mushroom. I'm not super worried about getting great color on the mushroom. The pork is done. Let's put the pork stock in here, and we're gonna finish out our soup. This pork stock is completely unseasoned. There is nothing in it except pork bones. And I thought about roasting the bones for this, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to keep the broth nice and clear, but I wanted the toastiness to come from the pork belly itself. I'm gonna kick up the heat and bring this to a boil, throw in our leeks. Leeks are going in, season this with salt. I'm also gonna make a meatball to serve with this soup. I got some ground pork, and we're gonna do some salt. I'm gonna do a good amount of dill. If you know me, you know I love dill. I like frickin' dill a lot. Bada bing, okay. The meatball, like I can't add a lot of onion, which is kind of bummer for me, but I'm gonna add some garlic, and I can't add any sugar. Okay, fine, I won't add any sugar. Now, garlic is super low calorie, or super low carbs. That's no problem for keto. All right, lemon peel is going into the pork. Good amount of black pepper going in. Let's give this a mix. Now I'm actually gonna be grilling these meatballs. I don't have the intention to boil them, but I'm just gonna throw this in my soup right now. Try a little sample. We'll throw it into the broth. It'll cook fast and we can taste it for seasoning and then move on and be done with this process. Dill heavy, a lot of lemon. It needs salt. Oh my God, wow, so good. I say it needs salt, but when it cooks on the broth, some salt's released immediately, so if I seared this in a pan, it would be saltier than it is now. So I'm factoring that in. So I think it's actually pretty darn good. I'm gonna put this aside, I'm ready for that. The big technique for me that I wanna see, that I just dream about having here in Vietnam, is an option for a low carb at every single soup vendor, where instead of giving you a pile of noodles, they just give you a handful of shredded cabbage instead of the noodles. That's what I want to see. Shredded cabbage is already a big part of the cuisine. Shredded cabbage is super common for most of the different goi, for most of the different style of salad. And we just need people to tell the vendors, hey, like I really would love just a handful of shredded cabbage instead of rice noodles, because I'm just trying to eat low carb this week. And this would be such a simple solution, be such a cheap solution. That's the game plan today. Like, I just want to blanch it for a second, aka trôn, rau trôn, which would be a normal technique in Vietnam. It's so simple. I understand why this isn't a thing, but I think it should be a thing. Frozen yak. Always keep some cabbage in your pocket. Yes, okay, heard that. That would solve all my problems. So with keto, I think I'm gonna make a aromatic butter. And basically we're gonna make a little bit of a spicy garlic butter. That's the idea. I'm gonna fry a little bit of garlic in it, and I'm gonna fry a little bit of chili in it. So that's gonna also give us a little bit of heat as well. And that's gonna be kind of a final garnish to the broth. I'm just trying to make this butter right now very flavorful. So let's get this on the stove. We'll melt it down. We'll start toasting it a little bit. Most people, if they've never had ketogenic diet or they haven't done that before, It's shocking. You're like trying to get fat. You almost can live exclusively on butter. You could just eat butter all day long and that would be ketogenic. I'm gonna add a little bit of very old rosemary to this. The fresh rosemary is now dried rosemary, but it'll work. And this is gonna get super aromatic in a second. Okay, we're getting a little bit brown. We got some brown butter vibes going on. And the garlic is toasting. So I'm gonna pull this off the heat. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna pull my pork belly out. We're gonna let this cool down. For me personally, I don't love pork skin, not in this fashion. So I didn't sear it. I knew if I seared it, the skin was gonna get in a texture that I think was gonna be pleasant. I'm gonna keep the skin on because it's healthy and it's got a lot of collagen. And, you know, I'm very sensitive about my skin. I wanna keep my youthful glow as I become a 40-year-old man. I'm gonna let this cool down before we cut it. So when I was thinking about doing this, I wanted this soup to be fatty, right? So we do have some fat in here. Before the broth was super clear. Now the broth is not clear anymore because we have some fat emulsified. We have some fat riding on the top. This looks good. This is exactly what I was looking for. It's pretty good. I'm gonna pull the leeks out. I'm not gonna serve these. They will add some carbs to this. I just want some of that flavor. I think MSG is keto friendly. I'm pretty darn sure. Ooh, that's getting better right now. That's pretty damn good. I'm not putting anything else in there. That's good. That's good. Okay. One of the garnishes for this, because there's always 6,000 garnishes, it's gonna be some green onion. Green onion we can have in keto is the onion variety with the lowest amount of carbs. Yes, luckily for me, because that's the one I wanted to use, and luckily that was the one with the lowest carbs. That's fantastic.
I replaced my noodle with green onion actually.
Oh, really?
Because it's got the same satisfaction.
Yeah, the chew. So you're just eating so much green onion?
Yeah.
I have no problems with that. I like that. As I'm thinking about this coming together, I'm just looking for some extra texture because we're not gonna have noodles. So I thought some green beans would be good, and they're very, very low carb. I'm just gonna get a few. We'll cut them on a bias. We'll finish them as a garnish for the soup. Pork belly. Let's cut the pork belly. I'm gonna cut it thin. Look how fatty. And see, already I'm feeling this. I like the texture of the skin. It feels very soft to me. My wife is gonna very much enjoy this. It's tender, it's not fall apart though. Really nice to bite into. It doesn't have much chew to it at this moment. So that searing and then what, like a 15-minute boil or something, 20-minute boil really worked out well. Have you tried cognac noodles or konjac noodles? Maybe. So it wasn't my intention. My whole goal was just use the cabbage. That was the noodle thing. But when I did go to the supermarket, I did see these shirataki noodles. And in Vietnam, they're called nua, or nua, bon nua. I'll put a little bit in the bowl. I don't really think I love this, but I figured it'd be a good thing to show off, and Tang was curious about it a couple weeks ago, so I was like, all right, let's get it. And it's a type of starch, almost like you would use cornstarch, but when you cook it, it becomes firmer, and it looks like a noodle. It really does look like a noodle, and there's basically nothing in it. There's like no calories, there's no carbs. This whole thing has 6 calories. These are the best ones I've ever had.
I don't like the texture, but...
Well, I don't expect it. It's not like an amazing texture. I'm not saying it's delicious at all. It's pretty hard to beat 6 calories. It's pretty insane. Not bad. I actually might get that again. And then I'll start grilling my pork meatballs, and it's gonna come together. We're almost there. Part of me thinking about the meatball thing is also I'm kind of thinking about bún chả a little bit. A grilled pork noodle from northern Vietnam. After you grill the meatballs and grill the pork belly, you throw it immediately into a broth of fish sauce. So all the fat from the meatballs kind of goes out in the broth. That's what I want to do. I want to capture that same flavor bomb. So I just need to make sure I have everything ready to go. I was going to say I'm going to do 3 meatballs per bowl, but that's the cool thing about keto. You can kind of just eat as much meat as you want. There's like no fear about it. Okay, meatballs are grilling. I'm going to blanch a big old thing of cabbage. Okay, I'm gonna blanch the cabbage super fast. Throw the green beans in the water here. We'll blanch them quickly. I was thinking about adding an egg to the broth at the end. I have 2 here. I have no idea how old these eggs are. It could be a rough one. They might not poach beautifully. Oh, it looks pretty good. Not bad. It smells fine. The yolk's broken. We'll live with it. And my egg is totally broken. Like, I'm not gonna be able to poach that egg, so I'm gonna try to cook it in the container it's in. Look at my egg, and I only have 2. Actually, you know what? Let's put some fat in there. Let's do some olive oil, I guess. Try to loosen up the edges. This egg is not gonna be ideal. Don't judge me on the egg. The pork is pretty much done. I'm gonna turn the grill down. Keep these warm still. Okay, my egg's almost cooked. Let's finish this thing out. Wow. When you work at a upscale kitchen, the aromas in that kitchen can be just unbelievably good. And this right now smells like Danielle to me. Restaurant Danielle. Unbelievable, the aromas that are coming out of there. We're back, we're focused, we're locked in. All right, so I'm gonna just give the cabbage a quick blanch again. I'll do a little bit of this no carb noodle. Okay, this is here. I'm gonna put my egg on next because I know this egg's gonna be ugly. Now we'll go meatball. Load me up, baby. Piece of the pork belly. Some green beans would be good. I'm gonna go green onion. A lot, I like a lot. Toast it, brown butter, garlic, chili mixture, a little bit of rosemary. so unbelievably fragrant, dude. I love that smell. I'm brothing. Here I go. I think you keep seeing me taste this soup over and over again because it keeps reducing. And therefore, the intensity of the pork broth just gets stronger and stronger. The intensity of the flavor gets stronger and stronger. So I think it's quite good. Wow. This looks top tier, I say. Darn delicious. Even Tang is going, yes, that looks kind of good. I think that looks quite good. Yes, I agree. It looks quite good. Exactly. All right, young man, here you go. A big boy bowl. Any thoughts, any words? Whoa, 9.5. Why do you like it so much?
Well, it's good. You said this forces you to eat fat, right?
Oh, ketogenic is fat, yeah.
There's a lot of fat in here, right?
There is a lot of fat in there.
Look what I am.
Fat?
No, I'm skinny.
Oh, okay, so you want to eat more fat? Let's eat it. Very unique. You know, I look at this, I approach this, I'm expecting Viet flavors. Even though I freaking cooked it, I know it's not Viet flavors, but when you sip on it and it tastes so savory, and I can taste the butter, and the butter is actually a little spicy. Kind of nice. It tastes like Sunday roast. This meal tastes like a Sunday roast. I dig the cabbage. I think the cabbage is a great substitution. Let's see these noodles though. The noodles all right. I think it's fine to have a little pinch of those noodles to kind of pull stuff together. But I would not want to have a whole portion and just flat out substitute bun or rice noodle for that cognac noodle. I just want a tiny bit. The meatball, pretty darn good. I love dill so much. I feel the meatball is good. It could be fattier. Still, flavor-wise, it's great. This looks like a satisfying mix of textures. Not boring at all. Not boring at all. Not boring at all. I would say even hyper delicious. I'm gonna make a bowl for Tang. I want him to eat it before I tell you what I'm thinking about this. Look at the face. Look at the face. Oh my goodness, that was like cartoon eyes popping out of your head.
Meatball is fire.
Yes, he likes it. Is that an 8.9 or a 9.8?
8.9.
8.9. I was so excited and then I got less excited. All right, so why 8.9?
The star here is broth and the meatball.
Yeah.
And every time when you make broth with rosemary,
Yeah.
it's like just have the rosemary punch to it, and I really like. I give you the 8.9 because you have the limitation of ingredient here.
Right.
Because keto, and part of the soup that give you the satisfaction is a noodle.
Let's say if we put bun in here, what would you put it then?
9. Easy 9.5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Easy
100%,
9.5.
yes. Adding noodles into this would make it better. In terms of a keto soup, this is 9.5 to me. Maybe 10. It's delicious. The butter in there is super, super freaking good. The meatball's great. The pork belly's great. I really enjoy everything about it. But it's just, I also know that if I put noodles in here, it would be better. So on a keto level, it's a really high score. I really like it a lot. Cool. I believe, I deeply hope, I pray one day that we will see a low-carb option nationwide across Vietnam. Oh, we got to end on there, Jung. Perfect. Long live the cabbage. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a top-tier chatter in the chat and being a early member to this community and watching this thing grow. And this thing is growing, where our viewers are going up every week. I think that's it. All right, peace. Have a great day. See ya.